Good evening! Hope you had a nice weekend. Lovely weekend. Very hot. Very hot indeed. Quite windy today though. And hay fever. Ay, ay, ay. Really going for it. Can't escape the hay fever at the moment. 1 minute until we start our quiz tonight. Disney themed, as voted for by you. Alright, it is now 8 o'clock, so a very good evening. Hope you have a nice weekend, and welcome to Disney World. Very exciting. You voted for it on Thursday, and tonight it is our big theme special of our Disney quiz. Way more points than usual, of course, as always with our Sunday ones, and more questions as well. Tonight's quiz is a 30-question quiz, and you'll be getting a point for your shout-out as well, as always. So if you would like to join in with the chitter-chatter, please do. Join in on the right-hand side of your video if you're playing along on your computer, or just below if you're playing on your phone. So either way, and if I give you a shout out to read out your message or whatnot, then please take 1 bonus point for it. A bonus point tonight, getting you to some giddy heights up there at the top, I hope. And if you haven't done so already and you're very excited and you're super confident, then you can click the like button as well and get yourself off to a positive and start for our big Disney quiz. Caroline's asking where my t-shirt or my ears are. You're quite right. I don't have once I had the plastic ears that you get when you go to Disney. Can't find them. I don't have a Disney t-shirt. I do have a Disney throw that I was going to put up behind me, but but I haven't. I tell you what I do have. Whee! I do have this. I don't know how long I've had him for, but I've got my little Mickey Mouse. And he sits some rocks. There we go. Right, we'll get to some more shout-outs after we've given you the first question. Here we go. Question number 1. Which Disney princess has the fewest lines of all of the princesses? Which Disney princess has the fewest lines of all of the princesses? And we say good evening to my grandparents. You've got Grandma, Bubba and Grandad. You've got Daniel Hyman and Adrian, Danielle West and Martin West. Claire, she's got her fingers crossed. You're going to have to uncross them to write though. Neve and parents as well. We've got Jane. We've got Judith. Sophie. Worked in the Disney store, had a quiz before every shift, never got a single question right. Question number 2. Which Disney princess loses a glass slipper? Hopefully you get this one right. Which Disney princess loses a glass slipper? Claire says, went to Paris 2 years ago, dropped Laura and Ben off at Disney World, and then went into Paris with Matt and saw the Monet exhibition. So you just totally ignored Disney. Jeremy didn't have time to get through all of Neve's Disney videos in the room. Boxes and boxes. My goodness. You kept that interest very, very good. Boxes and boxes. 18 lines in total. Neve is correct. She knows her stuff. Question number 3. Which of Walt Disney's brothers was the co-founder of the Walt Disney Company? Which of Walt Disney's brothers was the co-founder of the Walt Disney Company? I found out in researching this quiz that he had 3 brothers. Evening to Emma. And Josh, we assume. Question number 4. What are the names and the superpowers of the Incredibles family? So you're going to get 1 point for each part of the information here. 1 point for each of the names, 1 point for each of the superpowers as well. So this is a big question. Names and superpowers of the Incredibles family. See what you can do with this one for question number 4. Hope you've got a big piece of paper. Judith expects great things of Emma tonight. Looks like we've got a few Disney experts in. You certainly know more about Disney than I do. I only watched The Lion King last year. I don't think I've watched the original. Caitlin's like me though. She's seen about 5 Disney films. Kaput, full stop. High hopes, we'll see. Question number 5. Can you name all 6 Disney resorts in order of opening? Can you name all 6 of the Disney resorts in the order that they opened? Make it a little bit more difficult. Order that they opened has to be in the right order. Can you name all 6 Disney resorts? Apparently Donald Duck says hello. I was gonna try and say hello back as Donald says, but I can't do that. Question number 6, picture question for you. What are the names of these 2 friends from Monsters, Inc? What are the names of these 2 friends from Monsters, Inc? There's the comedy lab in, I think it's in Florida, that's themed around these ones, isn't it? Caroline, I think there are going to be a few tonight that are on your specialist theme. A distinct advantage to have been trained by Disney themselves. Question number 7. Oh, can you name the 4 Disney ships? Can you name the 4 ships that make up the Disney Cruise Line? Can you name the 4 ships that make up the Disney Cruise Line? I've docked alongside a couple of these, and each of them have their own tune for the horn, and if they ever meet, then I think they're obliged to have a battle of the horns, and they sing each other a song, I believe. Resorts is in worldwide for the question before. Yep, globally, we're looking for each of the places for the resorts worldwide. I like the fact that you've been doing research ready for this quiz. I do enjoy that. That we do the vote on Thursday, and then I imagine you spending Friday just poring over Google and all these other resources just to make sure that you've got a good chance. Question number 8. What is the name of the sea witch in The Little Mermaid? What is the name of the sea witch in The Little Mermaid? Yeah, Jeremy, they've been doing ships, I think, since 1995. And apparently they're very good. I don't know if they're so good if you're not going with young children, but apparently the food on them is really good as well. Emma's answer to that question was just, no, I can't. Can you name them? No. We're going everywhere Disney tonight. Everywhere Disney. It's not just the films. There's lots of films in here, but we've got lots else as well. Question number 9. Which Disney dog is voiced by John Travolta? Which Disney dog is voiced by John Travolta? Question number 10. What is the name of this Disneyland ride? What is the name of this Disneyland ride? This is in 3 of the 6, I believe. Ooh, Emma is currently making a full roast dinner whilst doing the quiz. How's that for multitasking? Don't burn yourself. What is this roast? What is currently being roasted? I hope some potatoes. Nothing better than some roast potatoes. We had a nice dinner tonight. Vegan dinner, actually. Caitlin and Eve, you'll be very pleased with me. Yes, we had a vegan dinner involving potatoes and vegetables, as lots of vegan dinners do. Question number 11, and vegan burgers. They weren't so good. Very flat. Number 11. Which came first, Aladdin or The Lion King? Disney Animations, which came first, Aladdin or The Lion King? I did not just Google random facts on Disney. No, I put in specific effort here. I have read the full Wikipedia page. We're going all over the place. All over Disney tonight. All over Disney. Question number 12. What was Mickey Mouse originally called? What was Mickey Mouse originally called? He had a bit of a name change quite early on. I was going to say ramloast, but instead I mean roast lamb. Roast lamb, roast potatoes, cabbage, oh that's dangerous for me, can't do cabbage, broccoli and Yorkshire pudding. Lovely. Very nice indeed. And evening to Uncle Howard as well. If you haven't yet had your shout out, jump in the comments because it gets you a bonus point, and we all know what that means. It gets you 1 point closer to the top score. Number 13. What is the name of the young boy raised by wolves in the Jungle Book? Question number 13. What is the name of the young boy raised by wolves in the Jungle Book? I do like roast lamb. It's not a very good vegan dish, but it's very nice. Evening, Rachel. I just got yourself a bonus point as well. Thank you for playing. Question number 14. Which Disney park is an experimental prototype community of tomorrow? Which Disney park is an experimental prototype community of tomorrow? Why is cabbage dangerous for me? Well, to be honest, it's more dangerous for the other people around me. Question number 15. Oh, we've descended now, haven't we? Who wrote and performed the music for Disney's Tarzan animation? Who wrote and performed the music for Tarzan? The film animation rather than the stage show. So who wrote and performed the music for Disney's Tarzan animation? So Mary and Jeremy have also been doing research, ready for the quiz, but can't remember the research that they did. This is why you need a notebook. Bring the notebook. It's an open book quiz. It's not an open book quiz. Put those books away. Google, turn it off. It's not an open book quiz. You have to do your research before we start. Question number 16. 11 countries surround the World Showcase Lagoon in Disney World. Can you name all of them? 11 countries surround the World Showcase Lagoon in Disney World. Can you name them all? And don't worry, you don't have to name them in order. You just have to name all 11. See how many you can do. Yeah, Tarzan has a brilliant soundtrack. I totally agree. Really good soundtrack. In fact, I've listened to the soundtrack. I've never watched the film. But I do like the music. I'm going to give you just a moment more with this. This is a big question. I'm just giggling at the comments. You were hoping that an answer would be Mickey Mouse. Well, we haven't finished the quiz yet. It might be. It might be. Moving on to question number 17. Which 2006 Disney Channel original starred Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, and Ashley Tisdale? Which 2006 Disney Channel original starred Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, and Ashley Tisdale? I never watched this either. Number 18. Which of these is the odd one out? Which of these is the odd one out? Anastasia, Happy Feet, or Hercules? Which of these is the odd one out? Anastasia, Happy Feet, or Hercules? Ooh. Daniel was involved in the show in one of the 11. When we go through the comments, when we go through the answers, you will have to let us know which show and what you did. Yes, there has been a 2019 reboot of number 17, hasn't there? Question number 19. How many Toy Story films are there? And in what years were they released? So you're going to get 1 point for each piece of information here. How many Toy Story films are there? That's going to get your point. And then, in what years were they released? You're going to get 1 point for each of the years that you get correct. So how many Toy Story films? What years were they released? Number 19. Well, Minnie and Mickey never got married, Daniel. They never got married, so... He's called up to the front. Yeah, but we need a bit more than that. I remember, and I can't remember which bit it was. It might have been the MGM Studios bit. I remember my parents being called up to join in with some sort of water demonstration. I just remember was it an orange jacket or something? You're going to have to fill me in the comments because I have forgotten some of the details. I just remember you being called up in a water show of some description. I think it was MGM. Number 20. In which Disney film do Julie Andrews and Anne Hathaway star as grandmother and granddaughter? In which Disney film do Julie Andrews and Anne Hathaway star as grandmother and granddaughter? That's question number 20. See, they can remember. They remember it. They got very wet. Yeah, I can remember. You were part of some sort of demonstration show. There must be a picture somewhere. Jane's not going to bother with the score tonight. She's just here for the fun. Number 21. Here you go. Who are the main 6 characters in Mickey and Friends? Who are those 6 main characters in Mickey and Friends? You knew it was coming. Main 6 characters. They're all there on the screen, you just have to name them. Number 22. What is the name of this 16-metre log flume? Now, I went on this with my mother. She didn't like log flumes. We told her it was just a short one. It's a 52-foot log flume. I think it's is it the longest one in the world? I'm not sure. It is a long one, and it was quite scary. It was even more scary doing it with somebody who I thought was about to have an asthma attack next to me. What is the name of this 16-metre log flume? Caroline loves this ride. I mean, it's a very well-themed ride. It's Brer Rabbit, isn't it? He's part of the theme. It's Martin's favourite ride. It's the suspense, the anticipation as you're building up to that major drop at the end. Question number 23. Can you name all of the 7 dwarves? Can you name all of the 7 dwarves? Of course, you're going to get 7 points for it if you can. that log flume. The worst time of my life, apparently, according to my mum. It's quite dramatic, isn't it? Worst time of her life. She's had a blessed life. Question number 24. Which princess's castle stands protected by a dragon in Disneyland Paris? It's the only castle to be protected by a dragon of the Disneyland castles. Which princess's castle is it? This is in the picture here. Disneyland Paris. $25. What is the name of the blue extraterrestrial creature in this film? What is the name of the blue extraterrestrial creature in this film? Paris does have the prettiest castle. It's a lovely castle. Never watched this film. What is the name of the blue creature? Question number 26. Which Disney comedy follows the Jamaican bobsleigh team's attempt to compete in the 1988 Winter Olympics? Which Disney comedy follows the Jamaican bobsleigh team as they attempt to compete in the 1988 Winter Olympics? I've never watched this one either. However, I have got a picture of me in a makeshift bobsleigh in Jamaica that was celebrating this very film. That I had to pretend that I knew what film they were talking about. It's the first time I ever heard of it. Number 27. What is the name of the street that stretches from the entrance to the castle in Disney World? What is the name of the street that stretches from the entrance to the castle in Magic Kingdom in Disney World? I'm going to guess that Kiss the Lucky Egg is a quote from that Jamaican film. Having not seen the film, I'm just guessing. Question number 28. In 1961, Disney released a film about an evil lady with a penchant for skinning dogs. What was her name? Easy. Easy peasy. In 1961, Disney released a film about an evil lady with a penchant for skinning dogs. What was her name? Now this one I have watched. I think we watched it at school. Question number 29. What is the highest grossing animated film of all time? What is the highest grossing animated film of all time? I'll give you a clue. It's a Disney film. Can you hear the dogs? It's getting crazy out there. Question number 30 and the final question. Which is the only Disney princess not to develop a love interest throughout her film? Which is the only Disney princess not to develop a love interest throughout her film? Question number 30. A late evening, Mr. Samuels. Thanks for joining us. I believe we did, because I didn't watch them at home, so if I've watched a Disney film, it had to be at school. Alright, finish up your answers, because we are going to go through them now, and hopefully we've got some high scores. I think we've got certain people playing who are going to have some great scores. Other people playing who are going to have some of their lowest scores so far, but that's okay, because themes aren't for everyone. But we're looking forward to finding out who has won tonight. And, of course, we'll be playing our next themed quiz next Sunday. And who knows what that will be. But in the meantime, tomorrow until Thursday, we have our general knowledge quiz. 8 o'clock, same place and we'll be doing 20 questions each day, general knowledge. We're not doing the logos because the logos got oh so obscure, so I've changed that out for another game. But we've got 20 questions every day, 8 o'clock, here in the same place. If you want to find it easily, you can subscribe and then you'll be able to find it back easily. Otherwise, just search Daniel Edward Quiz in order to get to it, and it will bring it up for you. Alright, let's start with question number 1. Which Disney princess has the fewest lines of all the princesses? Neve knows these lines to the letter. She knows them all. She's been rehearsing for the role. Which Disney princess has the fewest lines of all the princesses? It's worth a guess if you didn't know it for sure. It's Sleeping Beauty, because she's asleep for most of the film. Sleeping Beauty. She has, as Neve said, 18 lines. That's it. Don't have to win, it's just the fun taking part. You keep telling yourself that, Jane. Question number 2. Which Disney princess loses a glass slipper? Which Disney princess loses a glass slipper? That one is Cinderella. Cinderella. Number 3. Which of Walt Disney's brothers was a co-founder of the Walt Disney Company? It was Roy. Roy Disney. And he was the chairman. He was the one who opened Disneyland, or Disney World. He opened Disney World because Walt died before it opened. Question number 4. Big question here. What are the names and the superpowers of the Incredibles family? Well, let's start by saying this is a 10-point question. There are 5 members of the family. Here they are. You got Mr. Incredible. We'll go through the names first. Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, or Mrs. Incredible, Violet, Dash, and Jack Jack. That's the family. That's the family. Now let's go through the superheroes and their powers. So Mr. Incredible is super strong. Elastigirl is elasticity. Violet, her strengths are she can become invisible and use force fields. Dash is very fast. And Jack Jack seems to have many talents. So Jack Jack, he shows all sorts of different skills. There you go. Well done, Sophie. Hopefully other people got that too. Question number 5. Ooh. Can you name all 6 Disney resorts in order of opening? Can you name all 6 Disney resorts in order of opening? It's a 6-point question, of course. And so let's see how well you do. We start in California, Disneyland, California. Second one is Walt Disney World in Florida. Third one is Tokyo. It's Tokyo Disney Resort. Then you've got Disneyland Paris. Then you've got Hong Kong. And then you've got Shanghai. So there you go. We'll go through that again. Disneyland California, Walt Disney World Florida, Disney in Tokyo, then Paris, then Hong Kong, and then Shanghai. That is the order, and please take 1 point for each one that you got in the correct order. If you got them in the wrong order, sorry, you don't get a point today. Question number 6. What are the names of these 2 friends from Monsters, Inc.? On the left-hand side is, I believe, Sully, and on the right-hand side is Mike. So Mike and Sully. Mike and Sully from Monsters, Inc. We're wondering about how the points work for the 6 Disney resorts. You get a point for everyone that's in the correct order. So if you got 2 the wrong way round, then you would lose those 2 points, but you'd get the right points for all of the others that are in the correct chronological order. Question number 7. I wonder who can. Can you name the 4 ships that make up the Disney Cruise Line? They do look like nice ships. Never been on one. I've just looked across the port of one. Can you name all 4 ships that make up the Disney Cruise Line? Well, here they are for you. Disney Magic, Disney Dream, Disney Fantasy, and Disney Wonder. There you go, Caroline got it. Wonder, magic, fantasy, and dream. Danielle got dream and fantasy. So at least 2 points there. And Martin got wonder and magic. So between them, they got them all. Fantastic. Alright, take 1 point for each. 1 point for each, so that is a 4-point question. And Sophie got magic. Right, next one, number 8. What is the name of the sea witch in The Little Mermaid? What is the name of the sea witch in The Little Mermaid? Ursula. Ursula is her name. Next one, number 9. Which Disney dog is voiced by John Travolta? Disney dog voiced by John Travolta. It's Bolt. Bolt. B-O-L-T. Number 10. What is the name of this Disneyland ride? What is the name of this Disneyland ride? I don't think it's in Florida, but I think it is in Paris. It's certainly in California. This is the Haunted Mansion. The Haunted Mansion. Number 11. Which came first, Aladdin or The Lion King? There was 2 years in it. Which came first, Aladdin or The Lion King? Well, Aladdin came out in 1992. The Lion King was 94. So Aladdin is the answer there. 1 point if you got it. Number 12. What was Mickey Mouse originally called? Walt Disney named him Mortimer. Mortimer Mouse. But was then convinced to change the name to Mickey. Mortimer Mouse. Number 13. What is the name of the young boy raised by wolves in the Jungle Book? What is the name of the young boy raised by wolves in the Jungle Book? His name is Mowgli. Mowgli. Number 14. Which Disney park is an experimental prototype community of tomorrow? This question is easier than it looks. Which Disney park is an experimental prototype community of tomorrow? It's Epcot, because that's what it stands for. Epcot, Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. And in case you haven't noticed, we are currently in Epcot right now. Number 15. Who wrote and performed the music for Disney's Tarzan? Who wrote and performed the music for Disney's Tarzan? This one actually might be surprising. Is a 2-point question. This is a 2-point question. One of the points I think you'll have got easy peasy, straight and obvious. Phil Collins. Phil Collins, fantastic music. There was somebody else though. Phil Collins didn't do it all. There was another person, and it was Mark Mancina. Mark Mancina. So do take a second point if you also got Mark. Phil Collins 1 point. Mark Mancina 2 points. So that is the duo who wrote the original music for Tarzan. Number 16. 11 countries surround the world to showcase Lagoon in Disney World. Can you name them all? 11 countries surround the world showcase Lagoon in Disney World. Can you name them all? Here we go. We've got some guesses in. My granddad's going France, Germany, UK, USA, China, Japan, Canada. Let's see. Canada, yes. UK, yes. France. Japan, yes. Italy, China, Mexico, Norway, Germany, USA, and Morocco. They're the countries, 11 of them. There's space for more, but they're the only 11 that have made it so far. Canada, UK, France, Morocco, Japan, USA, Italy, Germany, China, Norway, and Mexico. If you got all of them, you take 11 points. Massive question. Massive question. Excellent. Look at that. Number 17. Which 2006 Disney Channel original starred Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, and Ashley Tisdale? High School Musical. I missed it. I've never watched it. Never particularly had much interest in watching it either. But that is the answer. Lots of people, I'm sure, would have got that one. Which 2006 Disney Channel original stars Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, and Ashley Tisdale? It is High School Musical. Number 18. Which of these is the odd one out? One of these is the odd one out. Anastasia, Happy Feet, or Hercules. One of them is the odd one out. If you can tell us why as well, that's great. Anastasia, Happy Feet, or Hercules. One of them is the odd one out. The odd one out is Hercules. The odd one out is Hercules. The reason for that is Hercules is the only one of those three that is actually a Disney film. The others are not Disney. So there you go. Well done if you worked it out. Anastasia was not done by Disney, but nor was Happy Feet. So Hercules is the only one there which was a Disney film. Question number 19. How many Toy Story films are there, and in what years were they released? There are 4. There are 4 Toy Story films. Let's go through the years, see if you can get 5 points in total for this question. So if you put 4, you've already got 1 point. Let's go through the years. The first one came out in 1995. The next one, 1999. Then there was a huge gap to 2010. And then there was another big gap to 2019. So there you go. 1995, 1999, 2010, and 2019. Question number 20. In which Disney film did Julie Andrews and Anne Hathaway star as grandmother and granddaughter? This one is The Princess Diaries. The Princess Diaries. I have watched this. I know I've watched this at some point. Question number 21. The originals. Who are the 6 main characters in Mickey and Friends? Alright, let's start from the left. You've got Minnie Mouse, you've got Mickey Mouse, you've got Goofy, Pluto, Daffy Duck, and Donald Duck. 1 point for each, so this is a 6-point question. Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Goofy, Donald, and Daffy. Question number 19 is worth 5 points. One point for the shout out tonight, just the 1 point. Question number 22. What is the name of this 16-metre log flume? What is the name of this 16-metre log flume? Sorry, I meant Daisy Duck. Not Daffy. It's Daisy. It's Daisy. I just can't read my own handwriting. What is the name of this 16-metre log flume? That's right, it is Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain. Very good fun. Bit scary. Question number 23. Can you name all 7 of the dwarves? Let's hope I can read my writing on this one. All 7 of the dwarves. Dopey, Sneezy, Bashful, Doc, Happy, Grumpy, and Sleepy. So there you go, all 7 of them there. Dopey, Sneezy, Bashful, Doc, Happy, Grumpy, and Sleepy. Here we go. Emma comes in saying Daffy Duck is Warner Brothers. Daisy is Donald's girlfriend. Ooh, there we go. So Daffy and Donald and Dave, they don't know each other. Donald might have preferred Daffy. We'll never know. Question number 24. Which princess's castle stands protected by a dragon in Disneyland Paris? It's a beautiful castle. It's Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty's castle. In the list, you do. You get 1 point per person. Yes, 1 point per person, always. If you can give more information, you get more points. Question number 25. What is the name of this blue extraterrestrial creature? It's Stitch. Stitch. Of Lilo or Lilo and Stitch. Stitch. 26. Which Disney comedy follows the Jamaican bobsleigh team's attempt to compete in the 1988 Winter Olympics? That one is Cool Runnings. Cool Runnings. Number 27. What is the name of the street that stretches from the entrance to the castle in Disney World? The entrance to the castle in Disney World. It's the same title in name of the street in a lot of them, but I don't think it's the same in Shanghai. I don't think they allowed it. It's Main Street, USA. Main Street, USA. 28. In 1969, Disney released a film about an evil lady with a penchant for skinning dogs. What's her name? In 1961, Disney released a film about an evil lady with a penchant for skinning dogs. What was her name? Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. Oh, actually, Daffy and Donald, Michelle says, Daffy and Donald met once in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and the two different companies had to work together and put their differences aside to do the scene. Well, look at that! So they did meet. Well, that's good. I'm pleased they met, because then Donald knows, he knows whether he prefers Daisy. Which clearly he does, because he stayed with Daisy. Question number 29. What is the highest grossing animated film of all time? It's pretty recent, actually. If you put one of the old ones, I'm afraid you didn't quite get it. What is the highest grossing animated film of all time? It's The Lion King from 2019. The Lion King from last year. The highest grossing animated film of all time. And number 30, the final one, which is the only Disney princess not to develop a love interest throughout her film. We couldn't get through a Disney quiz without a reference to Frozen. This was it. It's Elsa. Elsa. She doesn't have a love interest. She doesn't have a prince that she falls in love with. She's the only Disney princess, apparently, not to develop a love interest throughout her film. Well done if you worked that one out. Take 1 point for it. Moana is not a princess. She makes that point very clear. She's not a princess. And I don't know who Merida is. Is she a princess? Never heard of her. Never heard of her. Moana doesn't fall in love with anybody, but Moana is not a princess. She says that herself. I've watched Moana. It's one of the only ones that I've watched. Apparently Merida is a princess, and she doesn't either. Well, there we go. I'm going to have to give it to you. I'm going to have to look up who this Merida is. There we go. But Stephen got Elsa. There, so good point for Judith and Stephen. Moana has her chicken, says Daniel. Oh dear. 1 point for your shout out. 1 point for your shout out. Merida is from Brave. Merida is from Brave family. Okay. Oh, Merida is from Pixar, not Disney. Ah. Brave is a Pixar, not Disney film. Oh. So there we go, we're sticking with it. We're going to stick with Elsa. Alright, so tally up your scores, please. Tally up your scores. I'd like to see them in the comments. Martin thinks that Merida should get 2 points because I didn't know. There's a lot of things that I don't know. You'd be getting double points for almost everything. The one with the wild red hair, Scottish. I know Frozen. Not Frozen. Brave. I've forgotten it now. Whatever that film was, I could picture her now. Brave, that was it. I could picture the hair. But apparently she's Pixar. So yeah, just the 1 point for your shout out tonight. Just the 1 point. Alright, the scores are coming in. The scores on the doors. My mum starts with 39.5. I don't know where that half point came from. Don't remember offering half points. 45 points for my Bubba and Grandad. That's very high. Wow. 20 points for Claire. Caroline wants to know what the quiz is out of. I will tell you. I will tell you in a moment. 22 for Claire. 22 for Claire. The quiz is in total out of a whopping 75. 75 points in total. 63. Look at that. 63 for Tom, 64 for Sophie, 57 for Neve, 30 for Jane, 59 for Daniel and Adrian, 61 for Emma, 45 for Judith, 34 for the Bristol Stows, 69 for Caroline, 32 for Grandma. She says somehow. She don't know how she got it, but she got it. Shout out was 1 point today. 1 point today. 75 for Michelle. 75? 75? It's out of 75. My goodness. 65 for Danielle. 1 point for Caitlin. That's what Josh says. Oh, he's helping her. He's helping her by saying how many points the shout out is. 64 for Daniel and Adrian. They counted wrong. Wowee. 41 for Caitlin. We shall. I mean, we know that we know that we can't get anybody beating 75. I'd be astonished if we get anybody matching 75. But if you haven't yet put your score in and you'd like to, feel free to throw it in. We'll let everyone know how well you did. But it is looking like it's 75 points. We know our winners, which is Alice and Michelle and Samuel at 75. Phenomenal score. Got a few in the high 60s as well. Well done to Danielle and Martin. They're on 65. Caroline on 69. Josh and Em on 61. 64 for Sophie. Daniel and Adrian also got in the 60s at 64. Great scores. Great scores. Right, we will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. General knowledge quiz then with our usual fun and games. And our 30-point quiz. So looking forward to seeing you there. Bring your best. And I shall see you then. Have a lovely day in the meantime. Thanks for playing tonight. Goodbye.